Let us start to the next topic, that is properties of determinant. These are very important properties. 6 properties are there in total. So according to the first property, the value of the determinant remains unchanged if its rows and columns are interchanged. We know that if any, suppose in the matrix we have studied that if we interchange the row and column, we get its transpose. So according to this property, if the determinant of a matrix and determinant of its transpose are always equal, right? So they have written this, the determinant of a always we should have a square matrix for determinant. Then determinant of A is equals to determinant of A dash, where A dash is the transpose of a matrix, right? So always the determinant of a matrix A and its transpose are always equal. Second property says that, this is property 2, that if any two row or column of a determinant are interchanged, then the sign of the determinant changes, right? So suppose this is the matrix they have given. If we interchange any of the row or any of the two columns of it, then the resultant determinant's value will get multiplied by minus times. Like this example they have taken, they have in this we have got this. So in first they have interchanged the values of r1 and r2 and r3, row 2 and row 3 they have interchanged, right? So row 2 and row 3, if they have interchanged, then the value of this determinant will get multiplied by the original matrix, if we consider the original one and this one, then the minus times the determinant will get multiplied by it. That means delta 1, we used to denote the value of the determinant by delta also. Delta 1 will be equals to minus times delta, right? Suppose if we continue this again, suppose if we interchange two times any, like row 2 row 3, row 2 and row 3 we have interchanged again, if we interchange row 1 and row 2, then two times we have got, that means we have to multiply the resultant value of the resultant determinant two times by minus sign, minus minus, that would be plus, right? So this is the property for the property 2. Third property tells us that if any two row or column of a determinant are identical, if any two row or column of a determinant are identical, all corresponding elements are same, then the value of the determinant is 0. That means suppose this is the, they have given this this example they have taken. In row 1 you can see that 3 2 3, row 2 is 2 3 2 2 3, and row 3 is 3 2 3. That means you can see that easily that row 1 and row 2, row 1 and row 2, all the elements are same, right? So that means this value of this determinant is equals to 0. If any two column or row are identical for a determinant, then its value is equals to 0. You need not to calculate it, you can directly put it at equals to 0. Why? Because row 1 and row 2, row 3 elements, all the elements are same, equal, right? Now move to the fourth property. It tells us that if each element of a row or column of a determinant is multiplied by a constant k, then its value gets multiplied by k. Suppose this is the matrix they have taken. Suppose if we multiply each element of the first row by k, that means this whole determinant is multiplied by k. In matrix it was different. In matrix, if we multiply by any element, like any matrix by an element, that whole, all the elements are get multiplied by it. But in determinant, only single particular row or particular column is multiplied by it. That means if we can take it out, like k a1, k b2, b1 and k c1, this is, so we can take out this k. It is what, k times the whole determinant. That means only single row 1 is multiplied by k. That means the entire determinant is multiplied by k. K is any constant, right? By this property we can take out any common factor from any two row or any one column of the given determinant, right? So like they have taken this example. In the first row, all the elements are multiple of 6, so we can take out 6, right? Then later on we can realize that the row 1 and row 3 are the same, right? So the entire value will be equals to 0. The next property, property 5, is if sum or all elements of a row or column of a determinant are expressed as sum or of two or more terms, then the determinant can be expressed as sum of two or more determinants. That means if suppose we have got this type of determinant where the first row they have taken as a1 plus lambda 1, a2 plus lambda 2, a3 plus lambda 3, right? So we can write first it in terms of two determinants, and first what we will hide this lambda 1, right? Lambda 1, lambda 2 and lambda 3. So the terms will be a1 b1 c1, a2 b2 c2, a3 b3 c3. In the next determinant, what we have to do, we have to hide the a1 a2 a3 terms. So what we will get, lambda 1 b1 c1, then lambda 2 b2 c2, then lambda 3 b3 c3. That means we can bifurcate it in terms of two different determinants. The sixth property, very important property, most important property, it is the same that we used to do with the row and elementary transformation. If two, it says that if two, each element of any row or column of a determinant, the equimultiples of corresponding elements of other row or columns are added, then the value of the determinant remains same. That is, the value of the determinant remains same if we apply the operation. Suppose we earlier we used to apply r1 gives r1 plus 2 r3, or c2 gives c2 plus 5 c1. So these are the elementary row and column transformations. So if we apply this in the determinant also, the value of the determinant remains unchanged. So these are very important properties, you have to remember all of this. Now we will move to the exercise. You do the solved examples also. These are very important. So suppose we will do up to question number 4 only. Here we will solve up to question number 4. Question 1, 2, 3 and 4 we will today do. Suppose I will explain you question number 4. This is given that 1, 1, 1, BC, CA, AB, A into B plus C, B into C plus A, C into A plus B. Here in the question they have mentioned that using the properties of determinant, you don't have to open the determinant directly. You have to apply the properties. It is given in the question that using the properties of the determinant you have to solve the questions, right? You cannot solve the questions directly like opening, like just expanding the determinant. Like they have mentioned that using the property of determinant without expanding, prove that. We have to prove that in the fourth question it is equals to 0, right? So that means answer they have given, only we have to verify that its value should be equals to 0. How we will do that? We will just open this. So what we will get, AB plus BC, AB plus AC, BC plus AB, AC plus BC, right? So suppose if we operate C3 that is column 3 as column 3 plus column 2. If we add these two columns, what we will get? If we add these two columns, what we will get? AB plus BC plus CA, AB plus same thing, right? So we can take out common AB plus BC plus CA because it is common in the column 3. So we have taken out this. So what we will get here? 1, 1, 1. And already we can see that in the row 1, column 1, the position, all the positions are 1, 1, 1, and column 3 also 1, 1, 1. That means two identical columns we have got. All the elements are same in column 1 and column 3. That means its value is 0. Since first and third columns are identical, we have to mention the reason why its value is 0. Why? Because the first and third columns are identical. Right. Similarly, I will explain question number 2 also. Like they have given A minus B, B minus C, C minus A and all. So we have to prove its value as 0, right? So we will operate what? C1, that is column 1, we will do as column 1 plus column 2 plus column 3, right? If we add all these three columns together in column 1, right? So what we will get? We will get A minus B plus B minus C plus C minus A. Column 2 and column 3 will remain unchanged, right? So if we open this, like if we solve this, what we will get, a minus a get cancelled, minus b cancelled, minus c cancelled. So we'll get 0 in the next term, also 0 in the third term, also 0. So all the elements of column 3 are 0. If all the elements of column 3 are 0, so that means the entire determinant's value is also 0, since all the elements of the first column are 0, right? In the similar manner, you can solve the question number 1 and 4. These are for your homework. Thank you.